at Madison Public Library, and I'm back with another video. Today, this is DaVinci's workshop, and we will be doing a hatching baby chick craft, and we'll learn a little bit about the life cycle of a chicken. So there's a lot of supplies for this one. In your kits, you'll find your instruction sheet, and you'll have your templates, which will be for a plain egg and a cracked egg. And those will be rolled up together like this. So you'll just have to take the tape off carefully. You can use scissors if necessary. Then you'll have one baby chick template. You'll have two little feathers. They might be yellow, they might be white, or they might be orange. In this little bag, you'll find your two googly eyes, your orange beak, and one brass fastener. And then you'll also have a few pieces of yellow tissue paper. So from home, you'll need a little bit more for this activity. You'll need scissors, colored pencils or crayons, either a stapler or tape. Probably both would be best. And it's optional, but one part of this activity, if you choose to do it, you'll be putting the tissue paper onto the baby chick to give it more texture. So you'd need a paintbrush and Elmer's glue. Okay, so the first step will be to unroll your templates, and you'll see one regular egg and one egg with a crack in it. So all you have to do is locate the one with the plain egg, and just like I have here, you just want to cut this one out. And once you do that, then you'll take your cracked egg template, and you don't want to cut your cracked egg out first because you're going to want to decorate them. So you can choose any sort of design for your egg. You could even do a Yoshi egg or something, or just draw little crisscross lines on it, but you just want to decorate it any way you want. Once you finish coloring in your cracked egg, then you can go ahead and cut that one out. I went with a sunset theme, did some ombre colors from yellow to purple. And once you're done cutting out your template, you can go ahead and find your baby chick. Just set your baby chick down in front of you, and I am going to demonstrate the tissue paper technique. If you want, you guys can just go ahead and color in your baby chick too if you don't want to do the tissue paper technique. The first thing you'll want to do is to take one of your sheets of tissue paper and just rip off little pieces and crumple them up, or you can just crumple up the whole sheet and then rip some pieces off. So if you crumpled up your little pieces, you can just open those up. It would be a good idea to put your Elmer's glue in a little container. I have this one here. I did add some water to this, but that's not necessary. Then you just want to dip your paintbrush in the glue and choose a place to start. I'll choose the wing. And you're just going to put down a thin layer of glue, and you just want to try to stay in the lines. Then you can take your pieces of tissue paper and just stick them down onto the baby chick like this, and just keep going until all of the glue is covered up. And this isn't in the instructions, but you can choose to go over the tissue paper again with some glue And then you can even layer up some more pieces of tissue paper if you want. But that's the basic technique, so you can just go ahead and fill in the rest of the baby chick. You can cover up the eyes, but we should be able to see through the tissue paper just in case when we put our googly eyes and our beak on the baby chick. And since we will let this dry before cutting it out, it doesn't matter if the glue or tissue paper goes outside the lines. So when you finished putting on all the tissue paper, you can do one more thin layer of glue, and the messier you are with this, the more texture your baby chick will have. So mine looks like this for now. It'll take a while to dry, but before it dries, we can go ahead and put on our googly eyes and the beak. So just use a little bit more glue over the eyes and the beak, and then just stick your googly eyes on. And just give them a good push. And you just want to push them down enough so that you know they're stuck on there. Well, it's not the cutest baby chick. Once you put the googly eyes on there, they look a little too far apart. But that's okay. And if you want, for one more touch, before it dries, you can even sprinkle on some glitter. So now it's just a matter of setting this aside and waiting for it to dry before you cut it out. And now we can come back to our egg shapes. So now you want to line up the bottom of your eggshell with the full egg. And once you line it up, you either want to use a stapler or tape, and you want to tape around the edges. But you want to leave this part open because that's where our baby chick will sit. So I just used 3 staples, and then I added some tape in between, but that's all you need, and you just want to make sure it opens up in the middle. Okay, so your egg templates will have a little hole punch in the side right here. So you just want to make sure that's lined up, and all you have to do is take your brass fastener and put it through the hole. And then you just want to separate both sides and press them down. And you just want to do that as tight as you can. Then we have ourselves an egg that opens and closes. So we can hatch our own eggs. Almost forgot, we didn't put the feathers onto our baby chick's wings. So go ahead and do that when you do the googly eyes and the beak. So my chicken's wings are kind of lopsided. If you want, you can trim yours up. But for now, we just have to wait for it to dry. Okay, and here we have the final product. There's the full egg. Now we can open it up, and our little baby chick is in there. And it just turned out really cute. So now we can talk a little bit about chickens and the life cycle of them. So chickens are birds, and they have large, heavy bodies that are covered in feathers, and most chickens can't fly. And they come in all colors and sizes. And chickens live in big groups called a flock. And there's certain chickens that make their way to the top and become the leader. And so this is called the pecking order. And if you're at the top of the pecking order, then you have first dibs on food and nesting spots. And as far as their diet, chickens are omnivores, which means they eat plants and meat. or animals. So they can eat anything from fruit and leaves and acorns all the way to insects and worms and snails. And while there's a whole lot of other interesting facts about chickens, the most important one that we're going to focus on now is that chickens hatch from eggs. So when hens or female chickens reach maturity, which is between 18 to 20 weeks, on your instruction sheet there's a little write-up, and on here, on average for both male and females, it takes between 16 to 24 weeks to reach full maturity. So it looks like hens will begin laying eggs around that time. And a hen will lay one egg every day for up to 30 days. So when a male and female chicken come together and an egg is fertilized, that means it will grow into a baby chicken. So the incubation period for a chicken is 21 days. So the whole time they're in the egg, they will begin forming an embryo, and over the course of this period they will just keep looking more and more like a bird, and they will start growing their feathers and everything. By day 3, the baby chick's heart will start to beat, and by day 9 it starts to look like a bird in the egg. And by day 16, it already has all its feathers. And by day 20, they start breathing air, which means they need to start breaking out of their eggs so they can get more air. So that happens on day 21, and it can take, I think, up to 12 hours for the baby chick to hatch out of its egg and break through it. And by that point, the baby chick will come out and it will have pretty bright yellow feathers, or it has a nice soft down coat, and their real feathers won't come in for another few weeks. So it looks like the information I read on a few different websites is not exactly the same as in this book here. So it looks like, according to this book, chickens are fully grown at 32 weeks of age. But on the website, it varied. On the website, it varied anywhere from 16 to 24 weeks. But maybe that's just when they mature, but they're not actually adults until 32 weeks. You guys can do your own research to figure out what's the real fact. So, as some fun facts, baby chicks can walk on their own as soon as they hatch. And they can also feed themselves and find food on the ground. Adult chickens can weigh up to 12 pounds, which is kind of crazy to me. That's about as much as my cat's at home. And according to this book, chickens can live up to 10 years. If you want to do more research, I'll have some links to a few YouTube videos and some other websites that are informational and will allow you to learn about chickens, or you can even come to the library and check out some books on it. So I hope you enjoyed putting together this baby chick hatching egg, and that you learned something new about chickens that you didn't know before. And thank you for watching. I'll see you again next time for another DaVinci's workshop. Bye!